Okay, hello everybody. So today I am just doing a overview of my account. Not everything, but pretty much the character builds and stuff around there, because that's pretty much the sweet spot, the sweet stuff of an account, most likely at my level. So I will say first off by saying that my account is over 3 years old, and here is the. If you don't know how to check, you pretty much go to your selection and just go to Amber, and you'll see the exact day your account was well, started. And I did take like maybe a 3 month break, so, or something like that in the midst of all this. So pretty much my account is kind of on the dot for 3 years of usage. So yeah, 3 years. So yeah, let's hope my account is appealing enough to be showcased. So yeah, firstly, I'm just gonna overview of the characters that I own. I'll just go down slowly. So I will say that my builds, you probably won't see any builds that are like anywhere near perfect and all that stuff, because I have a lot of characters built, so I'm more so a horizontal investor, which means I like investing on a lot of characters, because I'm a guy who just likes testing a lot of characters. So having all of these options just feels nice for me. So I hope that's understandable, because my fun in the game is just testing teams and playing around. As if you are subscribed to me, pretty much my content is like mostly testing teams and trying out other teams that you request to me. So yeah, pretty much that's the gist of the characters on my account. So yeah, so don't expect like insane builds, but expect usable, pretty good builds, and yeah, builds that make me happy. Okay, so yeah, let's begin with the character builds. We'll just slowly go down one by one. Oh, actually, do I want to go to character builds yet? No. Give me a second. I'm just gonna show you an overview of everything else, because why not? So this is my weapon arsenal, because yeah, I'll just go get these out of the way and then we'll go to the characters. So I do like getting weapons because either for aesthetic or just value, and if I don't have a good alternative, or I just really like the character. But otherwise, yeah, I roll in the weapons sometimes nowadays, but mostly it's like nowadays I just maybe don't do it. But yeah, every once in a while I do get on the weapon banner. But yeah, I do love 4 stars a lot too, so I do like have 3 of these swords leveled up and a few Favonius of everything. So yeah, that's weapons. And here are my artifacts. Let's ensure. So these are like every level 20 5-star artifact that I have on my account. I have deleted a lot, so if I wasn't that type of player who, like, if I leveled up an artifact to 20 and I don't really delete it, then I'd probably have a lot more. But I ended up, if an artifact is not like too appealing, I just delete it or consume it to another artifact. But yeah, and then yeah, these are the other ones. So yeah, a pretty good amount of artifacts that gives me a lot of freedom to test builds or try other things. So yeah, it feels nice and comfy on this account, in my opinion. So yeah, I believe that's it for the beginning. So let us begin with the actual character showcases about all the builds. Hopefully I have all the weapons on the characters. So yeah, we'll start off with Kazuha, the only character equipped, is my main character. So he is he was like one of the first, my second ever limited 5-star. My first was Klee, but then so I started in like 1.6, and yeah, I got Kazuha. I got C3 Kazuha on his first banner, so I was new to the game, so I didn't know much about how gacha works, so I thought me getting lucky wasn't that big of a deal, but I was really lucky by getting all of this in like 40 pulls. And then I got the last 3 on his rerun, so yeah. If you are new here, this is not a $1,000 build. Luckily, I'm glad it's not, because that would have sucked. So yeah, that's my guy Kazuha. So we'll just move down the list. So Shalonen, if you also are like not new here, like you've seen my stuff, then you know that I really, really love Shalonen a lot, because I've made like 8 or 9 videos on her already because she is so... she's just very powerful and versatile in regards to like buffing the teams and toying around. So the reason why I say versatile is because I did get lucky at the banner that she was out, so I decided to commit and get her C2. So what players, I will say, what players really loved about this, like saying like, oh wow, Shalonen's crazy because like you get more damage and all that stuff. But what made my channel like more exciting to some people who were watching is because I didn't dabble much into the other elements because more damage is self-explanatory. So what I went to is Electro because you reduce the cooldown of elemental bursts, and that is amazing because in some teams, because you can burst on cooldown with like Kaching or Chlorind, Raiden, Yaimiko perhaps. Like you can do some pretty cool synergies with like maybe even double DPS teams. So if you would like to see them, you can just stop by my channel. You'll find like 5 videos on Shalonen regarding the Electro characters, or maybe 4, something like that. It's an amazing constellation. Obviously, not everyone will have it. So C0 Shalonen already is amazing. I already loved her by then. So yeah, yeah, that's Shalonen. Pretty much a simple build because she just needs defense and energy recharge. Healing bonus is a good option here, but I just didn't need it yet. So yeah. There are some characters like Navia that I want to min-max just a little bit. And by her is maybe a little bit more crit rate because she doesn't want to crit sometimes, despite having that much crit rate. But mainly of ER. But I mean, if I can get ER, that'd be nice. But otherwise, I mean, I could just get what I think this is a good amount of energy from C1. But as you can see, my Navia C0. I mainly got her weapon partially out of, actually it was lucky that I got it, but I wanted it because, well, look at it, it's an axe. I think that's self-explanatory that, yeah, like if a weapon looks extremely cool, because I love fantasy weapons, or just like different weapons, so like having an axe is such a different approach for claymores. So and then we kind of drop in value because my Ito is not that good because I don't use them that much. So unfortunately, my Ito does not appeal to really any regard. So like if you can play Ito a decent amount or you're an Ito main, this build is quite embarrassing. So I apologize for that. C1 was accidental because I was trying to get Goro constellations back in the day. And yeah, it took a long time to get C6 Goro. I actually got that like a month ago. Albedo is one of the also other characters that I'm not too excited about because he's quite outdated. He's one of the ancient characters who, with new characters come out, you get like replacements to where like you can never fit these characters on your teams anymore unless you really like the character. Oh, and I also will mention I try to use as many crowns as I can. So I've used maybe over 30 crowns. I lost count. I could probably count it and maybe put it on the screen like right now how many crowns I used if I remember to edit this part of the video, but we'll see. But anyways, yeah, I crown a lot of characters. So yeah, this is Zhongli. Typically you'd want to go for a support build, but I went this is my original Zhongli build, to where when I got him, I wanted his meatball to do a lot of damage, right? But I mean, it still does do some damage because like back then I wanted to use him. So when I got Zhongli, I had 2 Homas at the time, but no Xiao, so I had no character to use it. So I used Homa on him for a long time, but I greatly prefer the Favonius Lance for the utility for himself and the team. So yeah, that's my thing about it. Shan Yun. So let's see. Shan Yun's pretty much on a basic build. Nothing too crazy. Skyward Atlas is because I was trying to get Nubilet's weapon and I lost. So love-hate relationship with this weapon, but at least she can use it. Otherwise, I would have been using this thingy. So, anyways, the build of the Song of Days Pass. You can use Viridescent, but I just like the universal way of using this. I don't have to worry about swirling, and I really use her mainly with Xiao anyway, so it's no big deal. So yeah, C0. I'm not sure if I'll ever get constellations. I know C2 is amazing, so, but we'll see. We'll see how my luck goes, or if I'm saving up for someone else. So, Obunga. That's my Wanderer. That's a silly name. His build is okay. It took me maybe like a week or two to farm these artifacts, but if I wanted to min-max, I could. I can't remember if this is in the strongbox. It probably is. Yeah, it is. Because you see this artifact is very, very mediocre. Beyond mediocre, but yeah, if I can get an upgrade on that, that'd be pretty nice. But otherwise, I think the rest of the artifact builds are good. So if I were planning to min-max, get something maybe similar to this, but instead of attack, have attack percentage, because I think I wanted him to have 2000 attack baseline, but I don't. So I lagged a little bit, my bad. C1 was accidental, because once again, rolling for 4-star constellations can be hard sometimes. But C1 ain't that bad. I actually enjoyed the attack speed, so no complaints there. And he is double crowned because I will try to preach to where players may hate farming artifacts. So if you hate farming artifacts, just farm the talents because they're guaranteed bonuses. That you have to farm a bit, but when you max them out, it pretty much is like, well, you maxed it out. Yeah, the crit rate on my Shao was low because I use Marechaussee Hunter, because I've never farmed Vermilion in my life. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in that domain. So, will I step foot in that domain? I don't feel like wasting 100,000 resin like a particular YouTuber out there, streamer. But, yeah. Otherwise, my Shao is fine. It clears the content that I wish to clear, with enough ER to be comfortable, especially with Shen Yun teams, because you have triple Animo, and that's enough for me. So, Venti, I don't use it much anymore nowadays, but whenever there's an event or a specific abyss floor that actually allows Venti to shine, it feels really good. It really does. So, those who either don't have Venti or want him, don't let players could discourage you by saying, okay, well, Venti doesn't work anymore. He's like bad because Kazuha exists. Well, this is a single player game. They can build whoever they want and get whoever they want. Unless they want to get better, then there are good recommendations out there, but yeah, I'm not going to stop anyone from getting who they want. Jeans is holding kind of relatively spare artifacts. Her burst is up relatively consistently as well, I think. This artifact's hideous, though. I think I just wanted to finish the build. I strongboxed like one artifact, got this attack, and I just left it. It rolled nothing into EM. Gosh, that is... oof. I feel ashamed by having that. I should get rid of this eventually. Crit does not matter for her in this regard. I didn't feel like... I just searched up ER and I equipped the highest one. But C3, maybe one day I'll get C4. I can toy around with Wanderer stuff for attack speed and defense shred. So that's cool. Will I crown her one day? Not really. She heals enough, especially with Farina with that healing bonus. But yeah. Ganyu. So, Ganyu, I used to love her a lot back then. I mean, I still like using her, but... because I always like that guy who always wanted to flex the Ganyu build, I guess. But nowadays, I don't really use her too much, because Ganyu does have a pretty decent build. She is one of the few characters I actually tried to min-max. So, this artifact, I love it. This artifact can be improved by a lot. So this artifact, it may not be my favorite artifact on my account, but it is the artifact with my second highest crit value. So if you don't know what crit value is, if I remember to edit this specific part, I'll put the crit value formula on the screen, and I'll put the crit value of this artifact on the screen as well. To where if you want to try out the math yourself and see what your best artifact crit value is, and you don't know how it is, so give it a peek and see how good it is. Pretty much 30 is like a good artifact, 40 plus is really good, and 50 plus is you hit the jackpot. So yeah, the other substats suck though, so there's that. That's why it's not my favorite artifact on my account. This artifact is pretty good actually. I have a higher crit value one, but the thing is it has no good substats, so ER and EM is nice too. This is the artifact that I've been trying to, well, back then I was trying to actually turbo upgrade it, maybe similar or more crit rate with actual attack and EM, but as you can see, I gave up on that. So yeah, she is C0 and I did crown her. So yeah, there's that. All right, Ayaka. So Ayaka, this is her build. If you play Ayaka a lot. So I haven't used her a lot, but lately nowadays, but yeah, because it's been a while since I've used her. But the crit rate may seem low, but my Ayaka freeze team back in the day used Rosaria, so I did get a little bit more crit rate to help out with the low crit rate. And I pretty much farmed her set in like a week, so I haven't really min-maxed her at all. I just got the main stats and substats and just called it a day. The ER may seem high, but back then I just wanted her to burst to be up. So 155 is more than enough for me. So yeah. So triple crowned, I believe she was my first ever triple crown character. So I have triple crown 3 characters on my account. So the Ayaka and Kazuha, and well, I'll show you the third one real soon. So all right, so Chlorinde. So Chlorinde is a character I enjoy playing a lot. Like, sure, she has her flaws, pretty much just the skill duration and cooldown, but that's pretty much my only issue with her. People complained about her damage. She kills things. I don't complain about that. So pretty much I was farming these artifacts for Arlecchino, but I couldn't get the right stuff for Arlecchino, so I just gave up and gave this stuff to Chlorinde instead. So hey, somebody has to win from this. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good build. I like how consistent it is with I do got a double crown there eventually with the 90 crit rate, because her passive gives 20%. This one. So yeah, it feels good. Yaimiko, I sometimes use her pretty much as a like electro off-field support for Tainari is pretty much where I use her sometimes, but yeah, because this build is relatively like tailored towards Dendro, so it'll be awkward to use her elsewhere. And I have Witzit, so there are some buffs that just like EM won't do too much for non-Dendro teams. I know her passive like literally says like Elemental Mastery increases her skill damage, but I don't think it's that much. I don't remember the math, but yeah. I mean, if you look at her, wait, no, this is maybe Dendro mix is higher. Never mind, attack is still the highest. Raiden Shogun. This is my Raiden build. It's an alright build, but I tried to upgrade it a bit in the past, but wasn't really able to, so I think I kind of gave up. But I might do, maybe in the future, I'll do a strongbox video where I'm doing like maybe various artifact sets, and maybe Emblem will be one of them, because it's a very good artifact set that works on characters nowadays still. So yeah, alright build, kind of carried by how I have R2 on the scarred spine because it keeps coming back. I keep on getting it. I actually have 3 of them, but yeah, if I get another one, then hey, she'll hit 70 crit rate. Catching. And before I do anything, actually, I do share weapons with Ayaka, so these two share the same weapon. The crit rate may look low, but you get 15% from her passive, which is okay, I guess. I haven't really min-maxed her that much. Because, yeah, I pretty much got a usable set and called it a day. Because, well, does she clear the content in the game? Yes. This may look like crazy, but let me, like, explain here. She's actually C9, I believe. I don't think she's C10. And I will say I've never rolled a single Mona in my life. Never. I've never rolled Mona on this account. I had to get Mona from the 5-star selector. And I've been playing for over 3 years, and I've spent a good amount of money on this game. So, I don't know how that happened. Mona just never wanted to come home. So I had to basically claim her out of pity. So, yeah. If I had Mona, I would have claimed like a Tainari or Dea constellation otherwise. But anyways, here is my Baiju. Maybe I'll 90 his weapon one day. Not too long ago I got him to level 90 because he was sitting at level 80 for a bit. So like, well, might as well add him to the mix because I actually use him a good amount. Even on teams without Arena, but maybe his talents need to be increased, but he heals a lot. He really does. So nothing too crazy about that, but yeah, just an HP Baiju build with ER that satisfies me a little bit enough. So maybe could have used a little bit more, but doesn't matter. What do people actually do on him? Okay, decent amount use the energy recharge, but yeah. Alhaitham. So, pretty good build. So I will say in my other video I did say like how I don't care about this weapon, but yes, this weapon is good on Alhaitham and Farina. But altering my build on Alhaitham without farming new artifacts will drop his crit rate down to 65%, I believe, and in my standards, I like having 70 or more. So 65 is a usable crit rate, but I'm not a fan of it, so yeah. And you pretty much have to have a Geo character on the team for this to be fully functional, but I mean everything else is still fine, especially say for Find It. So yeah, I don't refine 5-star weapons often, but if I really have no other place for it, it's pretty much not going to do much. So yeah. And this weapon's consistent anyway. Normal attack damage and elemental damage. And it doesn't contrast with its colors, so yeah. I did double crown this guy because I like him a lot. So yeah, anyways, Nahida, the current character on the banner. So if you want Nahida, or you're trying to get her, I hope you do get her, because she's a very good character to have on your account. So yeah. Let me see. Yeah, mine is like a hybrid crit build. You could do like EM here as well, as of like a lot of people have, but yeah. Or you could do triple EM. You could see what most players have done. In case you are new to the game and you don't feel like Google searching it, you can just click this button. Probably the same spot on mobile, I'm guessing, so where you could just see what other players have, just in case. C0, C2 would be cool, but I don't feel like spending money. I'm not in the mood. Tainari. So, Tainari is a character I do enjoy a lot nowadays. Yeah, I got a bunch of these first great magics because I was trying to get Yelan's weapon, so hey, I got a spare first great magic. It works pretty well on Tainari. No complaints about that. So yeah. Yeah, we got the it's a good weapon. 4-piece Wanderer's Troop. So typically you'd want Elemental Mastery as the main stat on the Sands, but as you can see I have attack, but he still does a lot of damage because every single artifact has Elemental Mastery on the substats. So there's nothing for me to complain about here, so he still does a lot of damage. He still does kill, especially like the 60 crit rate I said like is low on my standards, but the reason why it's 60 is because yeah, 15% right here. And these are okay. That's alright, I guess. And I did crown him, so that's cool too. Mulani, before I even show the build, I do share with Nubilet, so. Which, for now, unless I get more billets, I will swap off to this thing. Unless, I don't think I'll get her weapon in the future, but I think I'll swap off to this thingy. Because, as you can see, I don't have the new set on her, because this weapon will overcap in crit with a singular crit substat, so. And I sometimes roll crit rate, so. Yeah. This is the current build. It's kind of a rainbow set, which is, it still does a lot of damage. So, I don't complain about it. It really does, like, close to 1 million damage in the Abyss, or even more, if I really want it to. So I did double crown her because I really like her damage capabilities. She does hold my highest damage in the game with 6 million. So Farina. So Farina, once again, I did like a tier list about weapons and characters that I either regret or didn't. And yes, this weapon is really good on Farina, especially with Geo, but I don't feel like stealing my like Fischl or Albedo's artifact just to compensate crit rate. And I just like this ratio anyways. So, and this thing is like consistent because it's just raw HP. The attack buff is useless, but the HP buff is nice. So, yeah. ER, and typically you'd want an HP main stat because she wants more HP. But I have C2, so that does not matter. I really love Farina. Will I ever get more constellations? I'm not sure. But hey, maybe I will. I don't know. So, she has double crown, obviously, because I really love this character. One of my favorites. So yeah. Alright, so now Nivelet, we will now give him this weapon back. I do actually like my Nivelet build. It's pretty much 100, 244 with 140 ER and a good amount of HP. As you can see, it's not much, but when he's on the field and you actually get him off the field. On the team with the 64% HP, he gets like 43,000, I think. And he does a lot of damage. If you've seen my videos, like with my turbo supports, he does like 100,000 damage per hit over that. But can he be improved? I mean, look at this thing. Yes, he can. The ER is really nice though. Maybe HP percent would be nicer, but anyways, C1 because I really like this guy and it makes him more versatile in teams without worrying about stagger resistance or shielding. So yeah, this is a Nivela build I'm quite proud of. My Nilou build is, I rarely use Nilou, but I did want her, so I decided to get her. And the skin, I guess. I didn't farm too much on HP percent substats and main stats, so pretty much found what I could, got what I could find, and like you see this one rolled HP percent once, and this one rolled it like twice. I mean, 62,000 HP is enough for me. I think at the time I was preserving resources because you could see that she still has level 1 talents, but I apologize for that, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Yelan. So this is my Yelan build. I do like my Yelan. Maybe I try to improve it every once in a while, but this is probably, like, roll value wise for her, it's really, really good. Because I got all the good substats that she wants. Now this is probably my favorite artifact on my account because it is a very high CV. Can't remember what it is. It might be like 46 or 47. Yeah, you could do the math on the screen if you remember the formula or you know how. With ER and EM, so pretty much all good substats. EM for Yelan may not be the most pleasant, but I mean, if you vape every once in a while, I guess it helps a little bit. But I mean, on paper, it's a very good artifact. Maybe for Shangling. My HP Sand's pretty good. I like it. It's like 40 CV as well. The Goblet. Yeah, I do like this HP percent substat. The crit value is pretty low, but the HP does help out a lot. And I actually got this not too long ago. It may have rolled crit rate not a single time, but the ER and HP percent helps out a lot because 70 crit rate is already pretty good on her. Would I want more? Yeah, but I can't right now. So, C1, that's very good. I mean, not very, very good, but I just like having the extra one for energy usage and exploration. And the double crown because, yes. Kokomi, I haven't even looked at her build in years, but it should be the exact same. Just HP crap with ocean-hued clam with ER substats, 29%. Dang. I wish I had that on a Kazuha EM main stat timepiece or something. Wow, this thing's ugly. Kokomi pieces are so ugly, but like they're what she wants. But yeah. C0 because her constellations do nothing. They just make her do more damage, but she's a healer that doesn't crit, so yeah. I did crown her jellyfish. Cool. Alright, Tartaglia. Or child, whatever way you want to call him. He does have Yelan's bow because Yelan wants energy recharge, so despite, you know, Yelan being pretty strong with her own weapon, I'd rather burst every rotation. So yeah, here's this. I don't farm 4-piece sets for him because, like, they all buff his normal attacks, pretty much, like, partially. And, well, Child doesn't do much damage. His burst does, so why not universally buff his kit? So, yeah, I know, like, see, this Nymphstream, on paper, is his best set, but nobody uses it. People use 2-piece. Or the people fall into the bait of Heart of Depth. Like, normal and charge attacks, Child's there just to make Shangling do damage, honestly. So I don't use Child as much anymore because I've done the Child national thing with Shangling like 5 million times in the past few years I've had him. And it gets old. You want to play something else, which is understandable. It's like, okay, I don't really use that team much anymore, but it was fun while it lasted. Oh yeah, this is my Arlecchino. Couldn't get the new set, so Gladiators will do, and it hits hard enough, so I like the build. Linny. Linny, also a build I think is pretty good. He has like, yeah, he has pretty good substats. I believe in my other videos I mentioned that like this ugly artifact is pretty nice because Marishal's Hunter gives you a boatload of crit rate, so he already has like 98 crit rate, so you don't need more. So attack percent substats are perfectly what I need actually. So I did crown his normal attacks, charge attacks basically. I can get higher levels on the other stuff, but nah. So this is Dea. So, the build does not matter because I will show you what I use on her. So, level 1 Sacrificial Greatsword because she's very supportive, and at C0, you want to have 100% uptime on her skill, and this is all you need. You don't need to level it up. 4-piece Instructors, you can even leave these at level 0 because you don't need them to be leveled up, but I just did EM in case she burgeons. Oh, well, not here because I don't have one yet, but EM because in case you might want to burgeon every once in a while, I guess. Constellation 0, I'd like them, but maybe in the future. And I did Crown her Burst because I really like Dea, despite her not being that good, but I love Dea. Yoimiya. I used to use her a lot in the past before we got better and more enjoyable DPSs, but she's still one of the first 5-star characters I've ever had, and I really enjoyed her for a long time, so like nothing against Yoimiya, like yeah, she's a classic for me. And she's crowned because she wants to be, because she deserved it. Not her skill, because this thing increases like nothing. Hu Tao. So now this is the third and final character that I ever triple crowned. I'm not sure if I'll ever triple crown a character again. As for the lack of 4-piece Crimson, that's because I've never farmed that domain once in my life. All my Crimson pieces are from the Strongbox. So I just gave her these artifacts because they get the job done, and she is already strong enough. She's C1, you don't need it. Especially if Shenyun, but yeah, triple crowned. Diluc. So despite me strongboxing all these artifacts, well, not many, my Diluc build still sucks, which is unfortunate, but yeah. I don't use Diluc that often anyway, so it's no big deal. So yeah. So yeah, he's the last of the 5 stars who are maxed out. So yeah, let's go to the 4 stars in case you're curious. So Farazan, pretty much hybrid crit up with the crap ton of ER because I like bursting every rotation. Feels good. She's kind of just had on a rainbow set just to ensure that I have ER and crit rate for her Favonius, but I ended up giving her a really good crit ratio, I guess. It's a 1-to-2 ratio basically. C6. Took me 2 Wanderer banners, 2 Wanderer copies, basically, and a Shenyun copy with her banner, because I don't know why Farazan didn't want to come home. And I think a few of her constellations were from a weapon banner, so, or the standard banner too, so there's that. Let me just hydrate because this video is getting long. I could have cut this out, but I don't feel like editing too much. Yeah. Maybe I'll crown her one day, but yeah. Maybe one day. Nice Mora. Sucrose, I don't really need to show her because she's pretty much holding spare artifacts I own, as you could see with the weapon. Yeah, I'll just briefly go over these. They're just artifacts that of the Viridescent set that I don't have on anyone else, so yeah. Because I don't use Sucrose, because I have Venti, Kazuha, and now Shalon, so yep. Rosaria was a classic unit for me because I used her a lot with I'm not sure what's Shalon with Ayaka. My brain just turned off. I don't know why her crit ratio is off. I think I stole something from her. Yep, looks like I stole an artifact from her. Not sure who holds it anymore, but this she used to have a decent crit ratio, but it's scuffed now. Oh well. I'll fix it in the future if I want to use her. But yeah, she's a classic character that I use a lot with Ayaka Freeze. So yeah, maybe when Freeze comes back, she'll be ready to go. Cookie. So Cookie, a simple little build. The reason why I have this set on her is because it, I mean, as you can see, it's not even popular. reason why I have it is because I was farming Wanderer set and I ended up getting all of this. If you want to know the math behind the value of this set compared to this one, I believe the flower set is like no more than 5% better. It's not that good. And the constellations are every max. It took a few reruns for her to get maxed out, but hey, she's maxed finally, so feels good. Kujosara, nothing crazy, just the emblem artifacts that I don't have on anyone. But yeah, she does hit pretty hard whenever I'm using her in a team, probably like a Raiden hyper carry or some other stuff like that. But yeah, official. If I recall on my Akasha site with a normal build, for some reason my official artifacts have the highest crit value build of my entire account. I don't know why my official has the highest crit value, but hey, I guess Golden Troop wanted to be really liked me. But as you can see, I got no EM substats, but hey, it's crit value, so yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll just slowly go over them. They're mostly close or above 40 CV. This one could have been 50 if it high rolled the crit damage, but yeah. Pretty good stats overall. No EM, sadly, but at least stringless helps. C6, obviously, and I did crown her skill. Beto. I don't use Beto too often, but I do like her sometimes. But yeah, she's pretty much using the cardboard claymore from the event. Wait, yeah, whatever event it was. I forgot what it was. 4-piece emblem, pretty much more emblem artifacts that I don't have equipped, or I don't use on anyone else. So she's just holding the spare pieces I don't use. So that's the beauty about emblem. You can just farm a million of them and you can just equip them on anyone. So yeah. Not crowned, sadly. So, alright, Kirara. So Kirara, character I like a lot, so one of the other HP sword users I have. Pretty much I just have HP and energy recharge on her, so in case I want to burst on cooldown. I haven't used her in a while, so I'm not sure if this is able enough to burst on cooldown, but if it is, that's cool. I think I showed everything. Yeah, I did. Candace. Candace is, I guess, on a crit build because I honestly just got this from the battle pass because it looked cool on her. I was like, oh wow, Hydro Spear Lady. You want a trident? Because it looks cool. So I R5'd it. Emblem set. So yeah, pretty much the stuff that I don't use on anyone else is on her as well. Because that's what happens when you farm a lot of artifacts. I did get C6 of her on Shalonen's banner finally, so yeah. I think it went from C1. It was a big jump. Sinkcho, the goat. The goat. This guy's correct. I love Sinkcho. I use him a lot. His build is not perfect, but it's enough to make me happy, so I have no complaints there. Could be improved, but yeah, I can always get more emblem pieces. Chevreuse. So I think it was like Kenichi's banner or something that I finally got her C6. And don't mind the set. You can just get this one on her. I don't know why I haven't decided to farm the other one for her, but oh well. Chevreuse just feels so good at C6. Just, yeah, you're pretty much just shredding anything, especially with Clorinde and Arlecchino. Yeah, I love this character. Even at C0, I mean less than C6, she did so much for my account. So, Toma, this is a Virgin Toma, full EM, because Virgin Toma is pretty cool. I did showcase it on, wait no, I don't even remember where I showcased it on my channel if I did, but if it does exist on my channel, shout out to that, shout out to Toma. So, yeah. We got Bennett, the goat as well. Maybe I'll do a thing when I hit like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. Maybe I'll go for a high one because I kind of don't want to do it, but hey, if I get this far, I will C6 him. If I get a lot of subs, maybe 2,000 subscribers. Unless someone like you guys force me to at 1,000, but we'll see. Obviously crowned. Xiangling. Pretty decent build. Yeah. I'm always like thinking about her ER is like never enough, but yeah. The catch R5, I still have nightmares because of fishing so much. I've never touched a fishing rod ever since that day of getting that weapon R5. So, if you are an achievement hunter and you got the 2,000 fish, You guys are masochists. I don't know how you like it, but you do you, I guess. Yeah, Yunjin, her build is whatever, I think. I don't even remember what I have on her. Yeah, pretty much just baseline, just defense and crit rate, just so that her Favonius can proc, I guess. So, C6. I did use her for a bit, but yeah. Goro, this is the strange build, but I like it. 4-piece exiles. Shout out to Zijef. I don't know why I'm shouting out someone who has much, like, over 200 the amount of subscribers than I do, so I don't know why I said that, but yeah, Zijef is the one who mentioned this, so hey, that guy is cool. I like watching him. He's pretty much one of the sources where I get information from about characters, along with TGS. If you guys also watch like Theory Crafters, they're really entertaining if you want to get into dabble into the cool stuff. I did want to learn how to use the formulas about how to calculate damage and enemy resistance on like Excel, but I never was able to. Maybe one of these days I'll actually try harder and figure out. Noelle, I barely use her, but when I do, it's on Serpent Spine, and this is the build. It may look like a low crit rate, but I do use her with Farina, and now Shalonen with C2. Because, yeah, Farina just gives her the crit rate, and it just, yeah. Since I farmed a lot of those pieces, it feels good. And this is going to be the last of them, because I don't feel like going on the rest. Layla, I guess, well, I have so many artifacts of the Tenacity, like, that I ran out, so these are not maxed out, so I'll farm a set for her later. She's holding placeholders, and yeah. Yeah, those are the characters. I'm gonna need to take a break because I talked for so long, so yeah, those were the characters. We'll go to something else. I don't remember what I'm doing next, but yeah, we'll go to the next section in a moment, so yeah, see you then. Alrighty, I guess I'll also show that the artifacts that I don't have equipped, I suppose, because why not, I guess, in case you're curious, because this is what happens when you farm a lot of artifacts. You just have a lot of spares, which I do like having a lot of spares, because you never know, like, okay, I want to try out a character, I can even have some off pieces. Give them, even if a rainbow build could work, I suppose. Typically, you would want like an actual 4-piece set or a 2-piece, but just in case, you can have something usable. Or if you want to test out something, you have, you know, the artifacts to actually use. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I do here. I'm just testing around a lot of artifacts. Some of these artifacts are pretty mid, or some of them are actually pretty good though. Like, 40 CV right here. But like some of them, like, were just placeholders that I had in the past, and eventually I got an upgrade, and I just haven't decided to get rid of any of them. But some of them are just like pretty good to like keep. So yeah, in case any of you are curious about the stuff that I didn't show today, I guess the artifact journey that I have went through for the last few years, because yeah, I believe once I hit AR45, I just went straight to farming artifacts, like religiously. I just went hard on it. Built all the characters I could and just lived in artifact domains. If I was not leveling up a character in regards to their levels, weapons, talents, anything like that, I was in an artifact domain. Like, that's pretty much me. If I have nothing else to spend my resin on, it's going to be artifacts. That may be a lot of you anyway, so it's nothing new, but that's just what I do. Just to mention it, I guess. So, yeah. So we're almost through the artifacts. Some of them are really like pretty nice that I can like use whenever I need it. So it's nice to have all these artifact options. I like having just too much rather than not enough, because sometimes when I go on a friend's account or something, or if I want to help out a build, they don't have enough. So yeah. I guess I wanted to finish off on this viridescent circlet I have. This is the highest CV artifact on my account. It's like 52, I think. I believe, or 51. But unfortunately, it's an HP circlet. On some Nivelette builds, I give it a try. It actually does work if I give it a try. Or a Yalan build when I use Aqua. So I can use an ER Sands with this thing. It does similar damage to a normal one, but yeah. It's just funny to see that this is like my highest CV artifact and it's a circlet of all things. So yeah, that's that. So anyways, I believe that's pretty much all the builds I want to show. So I guess I'll finish off by showing my future plans. So my future plans is that once I get Gaming C6, I will build him. And probably by the time I get him C6, I will have enough subscribers to where I hit a milestone to get a to where I'm forced to get C6 Bennett, and then Gaming's even better. So there's that. These characters probably not. Maybe Hazo. Hazo does seem cool. Once I get him C6, Lynette is already C6. I would like to give her a try. So, but honestly, I'd like to give Yenfei a try. Yenfei is a pretty good character. Like, I actually like her playstyle, all that stuff. She does hit hard. Even at level 70, I've hit some pretty good numbers with her. So, Yenfei in the future. Amber as well. This might be weird, but yeah, I got C4 Amber, and I would like to build her sometime just to play around. Because I beat the game already. Look at all these characters, so now I'm in the fun category. Well, there is no area when you start having fun. It's whenever. I recommend starting fun right away, but I could build characters for fun, like, without like saying, oh wow, building Amber is a waste of resin. I don't care. I could just use a different character if I'm struggling, because I have so many. So yeah, that's me. I guess maybe Charlotte if I want to do like Farina freeze teams. Charlotte's pretty good. Anyone else? I don't know. I'll probably be forced to build Klee one day because people are going to be yelling at me when they see that I have her skin and stuff, but untouched. But anyways, I don't think I missed anything because like I don't care about talking about the exploration. Like yeah, see, like a lot of this exploration is just either me being carried by a friend or letting my friend play on my account, because in reality I have a few quests and I haven't dabbled in story quests, but this is just brief crap. It doesn't matter. People are, unless you're an achievement hunter, then that you don't really care about that. I'm here to show the build, so yeah. Hopefully I'm not talking too quickly. I think that's the end of the video. All right, that's pretty much the showcase of my account. After 3 years of playing, pretty much farming artifacts daily whenever I wasn't taking a break. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video or if you made it this far, I don't know. Will people fast forward to the end? Like this part? I'm not sure. But hey, if you are watching the outro of this video, type, let's see, what's a food product that I always say it in my videos. I don't know, type in hot dog in the comments. If you say hot dog, then I know you made it this far and you are at the very end of the video, where I'd say people would have already left by now. So yeah, say hot dog, I guess. And yeah, drop a comment. I love it when you drop a comment. Anyone, just say anything. Say something in regards to the video, or say anything about your characters, whatever. And whatever works. I just like a nice conversation in the chat. Jeez, I'm not a streamer. In the comments or anything like that. It's fun. And then obviously like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Only if you want to. I'm not going to force you. But anyways, I think that's it for the day. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.